Imagine this. Two brothers, twins, walk into a quiet local bar. They're not looking for trouble. They just want a peaceful drink after a long week. They're black, and as they settle in, the vibe in the room shifts. A group of police officers enters, and their eyes immediately lock onto the brothers. You can feel the tension instantly spike. The bartender, leaning in, whispers to one of the cops, "Their trouble? Don't serve them." The brothers exchange a look. It's a look that says 1,000 words, a look of exhaustion, of knowing what's coming next. It's a look they've shared too many times before. One of the officers, feeling bold, walks over and slams his hand right on the bar counter. The sound echoes through the now silent room. "You two think you belong here?" he sneers, his voice dripping with contempt. Every eye in the place is now glued to this unfolding drama. The brothers, however, remain a picture of calm. They don't flinch, they don't raise their voices. They sit there, composed, a silent testament to a strength that this officer clearly doesn't understand. Their silence seems to only infuriate him more. The situation escalates quickly. The officers close in, their words turning into a torrent of mockery and baseless accusations. "You two look suspicious," one of them says, a smug grin on his face. They call them names, trying to provoke a reaction, to get a rise out of them, to justify the prejudice already brewing in their minds. The bar patrons are watching, some uncomfortable, some siding with the police. Through it all, the brothers remain unshaken. Then, the older twin speaks, his voice low and steady, but carrying an undeniable weight. "Sir," he says, looking the officer directly in the eye, "you really don't want to do this." The cop just laughs, a harsh, dismissive sound. "Oh yeah? And why's that? What are you gonna do?" The air is thick with anticipation. The brothers share one more calm, knowing glance. It's time. The first brother reaches into his jacket, not with aggression, but with a deliberate, smooth motion. He doesn't pull out a weapon. He pulls out a small, laminated card. He places it on the counter for the officer to see. "I'm Captain Marcus Hill, United States Army," he says, his voice clear and firm. The officer squints at the ID, his laughter catching in his throat. Before he can even process it, the second brother stands up, his presence commanding the space around him. "And I'm Commander Malik Hill, U.S. Navy SEALs." Silence. Absolute, deafening silence. The room freezes. You could hear a pin drop. The smug grins on the officers' faces completely vanish, replaced by wide-eyed disbelief. The bartender, who had been watching with a smirk, now looks like he's seen a ghost. The arrogance that filled the air just moments ago evaporates, and a palpable wave of shame washes over the officers. The lead cop, the one who started it all, can barely meet their eyes. He stammers, his voice now just a whisper. "Sir, we didn't know." He looks down, unable to face the men he just disrespected so profoundly. The captain doesn't raise his voice. He doesn't need to. His words carry more power than any shout ever could. "That's the problem," he says, his gaze sweeping over the officers and then around the silent room. "You judged us before you even knew us. You saw our skin, and you decided who we were." He lets that sink in for a moment. He then stands, his posture exuding a quiet authority that fills the entire bar. He looks at every single person watching. "Respect isn't earned by the color of your skin," he declares. "It's earned by your character, and you showed us none tonight." The brothers don't wait for an apology. They don't need one. Their point has been made, louder than any argument. Together, they turn and walk towards the door. They move with a quiet dignity, their heads held high. They leave behind a room full of stunned, shamed faces, a powerful lesson hanging in the air. As they exit, they leave a lasting impression of strength, not of the body, but of the spirit. They showed everyone that true power isn't about being the loudest person in the room. It's about knowing your worth, even when others refuse to see it. Their quiet exit was more powerful than any confrontation. In a world that is so quick to judge, In a world where we make snap decisions based on what we see on the surface, this story is a vital reminder. The people we might look down on, the ones we dismiss without a second thought, could very well be the ones who have dedicated their lives to protecting our freedoms. They might be the heroes walking among us, unseen and unappreciated. Remember Marcus and Malik Hill. Remember that character, integrity, and honor are not defined by appearance. True strength is often found in the quietest souls. Before you judge, take a moment, pause, and choose respect. Thank you so much for watching. If this story moved you, please hit that like button and consider subscribing to our channel for more content that makes you think. We appreciate every single one of you. Stay safe and always choose kindness.